Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Automotive Repair News Today. I'm Braxton, and it's time for the top stories from around the industry. The Trump administration has announced a pause on the 25% tariffs imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. This affected Canada and Mexico. This decision allows for further discussions on trade policy and supply chain concerns. The Motor and Equipment Manufacturers Association, MEMA, met with government officials to clarify whether the tariffs exemptions apply to vehicle suppliers, not just U.S. automakers. While awaiting official confirmation, MEMA believes that USMCA-compliant parts may be included in the exemption. President Trump has initially announced the tariffs on Monday, citing security and economic concerns. MEMA warned that these tariffs pose a major threat to the already fragile supplier industry, potentially leading to higher costs, reduced investments, and job losses. A recent survey revealed that 82% of suppliers fear negative impacts from Mexican tariffs, while 68% say Canadian tariffs would harm operations. MEMA emphasizes the industry's reliance on a highly integrated North American supply chain, with components crossing borders multiple times before final assembly. The group is committed to working with the administration to balance trade policy with economic stability and manufacturing growth. We'll keep you posted on this. Advance Auto Parts is overhauling its supply chain to improve efficiency and recover from sluggish sales. The company is shifting to a distribution model where parts move from central warehouses to regional market hubs before reaching stores. With 19 market hubs already operating, Advance plans to add 10 more this year and reach 60 by mid-2027. This restructuring has also led to warehouse consolidations and store closures, with 500 corporate locations and 200 independently owned stores shutting down by the end of March. Additionally, Advance is revamping its inventory strategy, tailoring store stock to regional demand, ensuring customers have quicker access to the parts they need. At Vision 2025 over the weekend, I had the chance to chat with Lisa Fauché from the Auto Care Association and learned more about the Repair Act and where we're at. Here's a clip from our conversation.
The automakers agree and use the statistic that we use, which is that 70% of auto warranty repairs get done in the aftermarket.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no dispute that we need them, they need us, and the consumers need all of us. So I think once the bill gets passed, everybody is just going to move forward and do business. And we're all going to go out and compete for the benefit of consumers.
Then why not go ahead and do some of that? If you're going to be forced to, why not go ahead and just release some of the information?
I continue to believe that it is twofold, and this is just Lisa's opinion.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're thinking. But I think, number one, because they're big companies, they don't want laws that tell them what they have to do.
If you'd like to listen to the entire podcast with Lisa Fauché from the Auto Care Association, check it out on this podcast platform. Top-Don U.S. Vice President Chad Snitz has been elected to the Tool and Equipment Council of the Auto Care Association. His one-year term began January 1st. The council consists of 20 members and 3 officers. It plays a key role in overseeing and implementing programs that impact the auto care industry. Schnitz joins representatives from major companies like SunX, Tools, Altel, Clore Automotive, and more. His appointment highlights Top-Don's growing influence in the automotive tool and equipment sector. Ford has issued 2 new recalls for their Maverick truck after previous repair attempts were found to be faulty. The first recall affects nearly 1,000 hybrid models from 2022 and 2023, where the instrument cluster may fail to display warning lights or gauges correctly. The second recall involves 144 model year 2022 Mavericks previously serviced under a separate recall, where an ABS system issue may cause the brake light to illuminate without driver input. Ford dealers will provide necessary repairs, including an update to the ABS module. to ensure issues are properly fixed. MEMA Aftermarket Suppliers officially launched the Tech Training Hub. It's essentially Expedia for tech training. Megan Gardner from MEMA shares more.
You can search by ASE certification. So if you're kind of seeking out one particular certification, you can go and narrow down by that. And then you're sent to the supplier site, like I said, and it's right there.
And do owners need to be members to search, or can
Nope.
you
It's
can
open
just
to
go
anybody
onto this website,
anytime.
you can search up training.
Yeah.
Wow, it does really aggregate that way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
all in one spot. So that would definitely be a goal of ours, is to get the broader supplier community, to be listing their trainings on the site. Right now, we probably have about 30 different suppliers listing trainings, so many more than 30 actual trainings.
You can hear the rest of our conversation on this podcast platform. Hyundai has patented a new EV design that integrates the battery into the vehicle's structure, improving space and efficiency. Unlike traditional designs, this method eliminates overlapping panels, potentially increasing driving range. The battery would be built into the floor pan and side rails, creating a stronger structure, but servicing could be more challenging if disassembly is required. Doug Peterson of SSF Imported Auto Parts has been appointed to CAWA's board of directors. With 30 years in the automotive industry, Peterson's career began as a technician before moving into management roles. He joined SSF in 2007 and worked his way up to vice president of sales in 2022. Peterson brings extensive experience in understanding shop owners and technician challenges, making him a valuable addition to the CAWA. His appointment strengthens the board's representation of the warehouse distribution segment in the automotive industry. That wraps up this week's episode of Automotive Repair News Today. Thanks for listening, and hey, trying something new, releasing more content for you as much as I possibly can. So be sure you follow this podcast platform for the latest episodes. Thanks for listening. Hey, if you're still here, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Automotive Repair News Today. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment, like, share, subscribe to the podcast. That'll help us out a big deal and help grow the show. And you know what? While you're at it, slap on a review too if you feel like this content is helpful for the industry. Don't forget to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Stay connected and be the first to know about new episodes, behind-the-scene content, and more. And until next time, let's make the industry better together.